Hi, and welcome to Missed It by How Much. This is the channel that tests sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. We're currently replaying the 1990 baseball season using the game Action PC Baseball. And we're playing as Los Angeles Dodgers manager, attempting to win the National League West without Alfredo Griffin playing 1/2 inning of defense. We're currently 81-59. Since the last video, I'm going to go over some of the games that we've played. You saw Jim Neidlinger and Mike Hartley combined to shut out the Braves 3-0. The next game after that against Atlanta was a close one. The Dodgers won that in their last at bat thanks to a home run, a solo shot by Eddie Murray, excuse me. I don't know if Eddie Murphy could hit one out at Dodger Stadium. In the 9th inning, won by a score of 4-3. Here's the numbers on that. The game was started by Mike Morgan. He again did not pitch well, even though he had plus stuff. Cruz came in and settled the game down and made it close. And then Wetland, Walsh, and Gott held the Braves while the Dodgers finally scored in the bottom of the 9th. Going back to look and see if that was with 2 outs. I think it was, because the opportunity came. I let Gott hit just to get to Murray's spot. Yeah, with 2 outs. Murray hit the home run, and the Dodgers swept the series against Atlanta. Short 2-game series. The next day, the Dodgers played Cincinnati, and it was a good pitching matchup. Ramon Martinez and Jose Rijo. Both pitchers didn't pitch as well as expected, although Rijo got the better of Ramon. Let's try that again. The Dodgers just couldn't muster enough offense yet again. Jose Rijo is a great pitcher. Just take a look at that real quick. He only gave up 2 hits. He did have 6 walks, though. And not surprisingly, the Cincinnati bullpen took it the rest of the way. And Ramon, not a typical Ramon start. 5 earned runs, 9 hits in 6 innings. Only 5K. And the Dodgers lost that one. Again, playing without Mike Scioscia and Jose Gonzalez hurt the offense. Then a really frustrating game in Game 2 of the series against the Reds, where the offense just couldn't do anything. Again, facing a lefty. That lefty was Tom Browning. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks was good enough to stop the Dodgers from getting any runs. Dibble pitched well. Leanna came in and gave up, looks like a home run here, to tie the game in the 8th. But the Dodgers couldn't score after that. Belcher pitched well, got in a little bit of trouble. Hartley got him out of it. But then a situation came up with the bases loaded. Let's see if we can find that. Where we hit for him, was it 7th or the 8th? 7th, it looks like. Gibson strikes out, Sharperson walks, Harris singles, and then Dempsey walks. Here the bases loaded with 1 out, and Hartley spot up, and ultimately I should have just let him hit. Unfortunately, I pinch hit. Chris Gwynn, he popped out, and Samuel, batting against a lefty, Samuel usually is at the top of the lineup, he struck out. And then we brought in Howell for whatever reason, Sable hit a home run. The Dodgers answered that with Eddie Murray again hitting a home run to tie it, but not much after that. And then finally Cincinnati scored in the 11th. Davis with a single up the middle. He stole second. That was my mistake, not paying attention. Then Bragg singles and home, and that was it. They won with 4 hits. Was enough to win that game. I think I showed you the miscellaneous items. So then it became got to win this game this final game of the series against Cincinnati to avoid being swept. And the Dodgers did that, although they started Fernando and he was horrible. I'm really considering dropping some of these starters that just can't even give me 2-3 innings of good ball. Valenzuela with an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, a walk, 3 runs. Again, they were not all earned. There were some errors. But Maddox came in, pitched 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 Ks, no earned runs, got 2 1/3. Nice job. And then Asa comes in and gets well, he doesn't get a save, but he shuts him down the rest of the way. Dodgers finally broke out in the 5th. In the first inning, it didn't seem like Fernando could get anybody out. Safe on a throwing error. Let's see who that throwing error was on. There were 2 errors. Vizcaíno had the error. And then Eddie did as well, if I remember correctly. Duncan grounds to short. So there's 2 outs and just a runner on third. Reed singles. And then this play right here was an error on Eddie Murray. Could have been out of the inning, 1-0. And then a single and another single before getting a pop out to end the half inning, down 3-0. Been really frustrated with the offense until the 3rd against Armstrong. Ground out, Maddox, the pitcher, started off with the single. Murray triples, Daniels singles, Socha singles, Javier doubles, Gibson grounds out, Harris singles, Sharperson singles, and that knocked him out of the game, and that was 5 runs, and that was pretty much it. The Reds did not really threaten. I can remember anything big. Got an insurance run here. Murray walks, singles Murray to third. Daniel singles Murray to third. Socha flies out. Just kind of sacrifice fly in the 7th. This, I guess, was the biggest threat here. Quinones grounds out. Benzinger lines a single. Room singles him to second. Oliver comes off the bench, flies out. Then Browning got to strike out Larkin. So Maddox pitched really well, and seems like he wants a spot on this roster for the playoffs. And that's what we played since. Today we go on the road for a pivotal 10-game, I believe it's 10 games, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8-game road trip against San Diego, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. The Dodgers now currently have a 6-game lead over San Francisco. As poorly as the Dodgers have played lately, 6 of their last 13 have been wins. The Giants have actually been playing worse. Wanted to show you the updated standings. Pittsburgh has really made some space in the National League East over New York and Montreal. Oakland, Minnesota, Kansas City still all bunched up here, but look at the East. For the first time this season, Boston has really given themselves some lead. 4 games over Baltimore, 5 games over Detroit, 5.5 over Toronto. Cleveland looks on the outside. So, given that, I wanted to look at how the teams have been playing lately before we start this game against San Diego. First up, let's look at Pittsburgh after it loads. Pirates and the Mets have fought the whole season. They've been neck and neck, kind of like Oakland and Minnesota. So I thought, how did they open this lead? And we've talked on this channel many times about, you have to have a big streak in your season at some point, but majority of the time you're just trying to play 500 ball or above it, barely. Well, this is definitely a good time to go on a winning streak. I count 9 consecutive wins, 3 against the Mets and 3 against Montreal at home. That's playing well in clutch time. And now, based on how well Pittsburgh has been playing, they're probably going to get not only the division win, but home field in the playoffs. That's how you do it, folks. All kinds of games here, close ones, blowouts, great pitching performance by Drabek, who's now a 20-game winner. And let's look at Boston. Boston's opened up a lead, and let's see how they've done that. Here's 3 in a row. Here's 2 more. That's 5. 4 more makes 9 of 13. Okay, not necessarily against their contenders. But let's look at what Baltimore has done. Conversely, in the same time period, they had led the division, and then they've fallen back now, and here's why. That's 7 in a row that I count for losses. Not against Boston, against Seattle, California, Milwaukee, but that's a bad time to have a losing streak. Okay, so that kind of answers why the divisions are the way they are. Toronto, who I thought, if not the favorite, but would be in it till the end, now hanging on to not get eliminated, has lost. That's 5 in a row and 7 out of 8. That's 10 out of 13 that they've lost. So let's look at Detroit, how they've been playing lately. Because I don't think Cleveland has an opportunity to come back from that. That's not great either. I count 5 wins out of the last 13, so that's 8 losses. So again, my point is, and let's look at San Francisco while we're here. It's not so much that you go on a huge winning streak, although that's definitely helped Pittsburgh and Boston. It's more about not going on a huge losing streak. Look at the Giants. The Dodgers have not played well. 6 of the last 13 they've won. They've lost 7 out of 13. But that's 3 and 10. And I get it. Most of those games are on the road. They're not good on the road. But this is the team that's right behind you. So I get a feeling that's the name of the game. If you can get into first place or very close and you just stay consistent, Dodgers are not. I'm looking at this as There are 22 games left. I'm trying to win 11. 11 puts you at 92. That means you lose 11. That means for them to catch the Dodgers, the Giants would have to win 6 more or 17. They'd have to go 17-5. I don't know about you, but that seems pretty hard. Now, they still have 6 games against the Dodgers, but are you going to sweep the Dodgers? I mean, it's possible. We haven't been playing great, but neither have they. So my question is, where do you want to be? You want to be ahead or you want to be behind in this situation? I'm much happier ahead. Now, could the Dodgers blow it? Going on an 8-game road trip right now? Sure. It's only a 6-game lead. It's not over. Okay? So that's where the Dodgers stand as of right now. Let's play today's games. And we'll face off against the Padres, who have been hot. I forgot to show you that. Padres have won 8 in a row. So you're not going up against a team who's packed it in by any stretch, even though they're 10.5 back. They're above 500 for the first time in a long time. You're just going to take my word for it. I don't want to have to go back. Perhaps at the end, if I remember, I'll show you. If they beat the Dodgers today, that'll be 9 in a row. So once the schedule repopulates and those games are played, we'll take on the Padres, a team the Dodgers have not played in a long time. I can't even remember the last time they played. I'm feeling like before the All-Star break, maybe? Definitely in San Diego. It's been a long time. It's been months, probably. Well, these games will populate soon. And then we'll play Jim Neidlinger. It looks like we'll start against Andy Bennis. Neidlinger, the last video on this channel, threw 5 good innings of ball, 5 plus, no runs. So we'll see how he does in Jack Murphy Stadium. Keeping an eye on the Braves. I don't expect the Braves to win any of the next 3 games in San Francisco. That would be a bonus if that's possible. So the Dodgers are on their own to try to keep that lead at 6 games. See some of the games being played. Boston won again. The first game, it looks like a doubleheader, maybe? Yep. Baltimore tries to keep pace. The Mets lose to the Cardinals. That's a horrible loss. Toronto wins over Kansas City. Let's see the second game against Milwaukee for Boston. And they win both. So Boston will extend their lead. I guess Chicago and Cleveland are playing a doubleheader as well. And they split. Oakland against Seattle. Seattle wins that game. So if Minnesota can win this game against California, which they don't, so they stay a game back. And then the big game for us, San Francisco and Atlanta. Atlanta does not get shut out, but loses 15-1. All right, so we're up. Let's see what we can do about that. Should see Bennis show up, so we're going to go with our right-handed hitting lineup. And that includes Eddie Murray at first. Cal Daniels will play left field. Mike Scioscia behind the plate. Stan Javier will play in right field. Kirk Gibson will play in center. Mike Sharperson will play third. Harris will play second base. Jose Vizcaino will play short. And on the mound will be Jim Neidlinger to start. Everybody's available except for Mike Maddox, who threw 51 pitches in the last game. Jim Gott, who threw 33. And John Wetland's still down. So Cruz is available. All the lefties are available if needed. Darren Holmes. So, big win here, trying to get to 82. The real Dodgers in 1991, 86, with 22 games to go. It's 82 degrees, wind's blowing out to center field. See if that makes a difference. Eddie Murray with an 8-game hitting streak, hitting 336 on the season, 21 home runs, 73 RBI, 110 runs scored. We'll start us off against Santiago, and he hits a fly ball to left. Still elevating. Back is Lynn, and he makes the catch at the wall on the track. One down for Daniels. He hits a fly ball to right. Looks playable for Gwynn, and he makes the catch. Somebody needs a hit to center field. Here's Sosha with 2 outs. And it's a ground ball to Pags. He makes a great play, slingshot throw over to Stevenson. And the Dodgers go 1-2-3. We're through half an inning. The Dodgers don't score. The Padres coming up to face Jim Neidlinger for the first time. First up is Lynn. It's a ground ball. Looks like Murray will handle it. Underhand toss to Neidlinger. That's 1 out. For Gwynn. How do you get him out? Well, I guess that's how. Ground ball to Eddie Murray. He gets down the line. Before Gwynn, that's 2 outs for Alomar. Pitch by Neidlinger. Comebacker. He snags it over to Murray. We're through 1, no score. Javier Gibson and Sharperson against Bennis. He hits a comebacker to Bennis. Over to Stevenson, that's 1 out. Center fielder Kirk Gibson's up next. He walks, and he's got to be a threat to run here. Santiago with a 10 arm, though, so we're not going anywhere. Not with that percentage. Here's Sharperson. First throw over. Hopefully Gibson's back. 82% now. We're still not going. And Sharperson walks. So 2 on, 1 out for Harris. Okay. Nothing doing. Nobody's moving. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to first. Let's see if this is 2. Stevenson picks it up. He'll go to Templeton for 1, and that's all. They erase Sharperson. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Vizcaino. I can't believe they throw anything good to him here. With Neidlinger on deck. But we'll see. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball up the middle over Bennis' head. Snagged by Alomar over to Templeton, and they get the Harris at second, and there's no run scored. We're through 1.5. Zeros. All right, Neidlinger faces the heart of San Diego's order. Benito Santiago, Pags, and Stevenson. Surprised not to see one of the Clarks in the lineup. The pitch. Ground ball to Vizcaino. Long throw to Murray. They nip him by a couple steps. 1 out for Mike Pagliarula. Neidlinger strikes him out. 2 down for Stevenson. 209 average, 4 home runs, 22 RBI. Pitch is a ground ball to Harris. He waits for it, picks it up over to Murray, and they beat Stevenson for the out. We're through 2 innings, and no one has scored. Neidlinger then back to the top of the order with Murray and Daniels. Pitch struck him out. Bennis' first strikeout. 1 down for Murray. It's a fly ball to left. This time this is no chance of going out. Lynn coming in, and Fred makes the catch. 2 out for Daniels. Pitch to Cal is a comebacker again. Bennis snags it, throws over to Stevenson. We're through 2.5, and nobody has scored. All right, Joe Carter. You have nightmares of pitching against Joe Carter. He definitely has the pop. 19 home runs, 60 RBI. See what Neidlinger can do here. Struck him out. Second K for Jim. Now facing Templeton. Ground ball to Harris. Waits again for it. Flips it over to Eddie Murray. That's 2 out. For Bennett, on the season, a .091 average. 5 hits and 55 at bats. And he strikes him out. Neidlinger has gone through 3. We're a third of the way through this game, and nobody has scored and nobody has a hit. So that's where we're at. And the wind is still blowing out at 14 miles an hour. All right, Scioscia, Javier, Gibson. Let's see if the Dodgers can get a hit off Andy. And there we go. A base hit to left for Mike Scioscia. He's a lead runner with nobody out. Here's Javier with nobody out. He hits a fly ball to center. That looks playable. Joe Carter's coming in. Takes his time and makes the catch. 1 out. Scioscia retreats to first. For Gibson. Pitch by Bennett is a ground ball. This could be 2. Alomar flips it behind the back to Templeton, but they're not going to be able to get Gibson. He's too fast. 2 out, 1 on for Sharperson. Good numbers. Gibson, no chance of running here. They're still going to throw over. He's back. They're going to throw again. And he's back again. Pitch to Sharperson is a ground ball to Pags. He picks it up, and he'll go the short way to Alomar, and that'll end the half inning. We're through 3.5. Still no score. Neidlinger facing the top of the order again for San Diego. Second time through. Here's Lynn starting us off. Ground ball to Harris. Over to Murray. 1 out. Harris been busy over there at second. 1 out for Gwen. Here we go. Got him 1 time. You can't get him every time. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. Not out of here. To center field. Gibson coming in, and somebody's hurt. And it's Tony Gwen. Ooh. I mean, I didn't want an injury, but I don't like to see that either. So Gwen is out of the game. 2 outs in the half inning. Here's Alomar. Does have some pop. 6 home runs on the season. And he's got the first Padre hit. That one's into center field. Gibson takes it on a bounce. Flips it into the infield. A 2-out single for Alomar. And here is Santiago. And those are good slug numbers. And he has 18, way more than he did in the regular season 11. So we're going to pitch around him. First, we got to throw over. Alomar at 61% is too high. And then it just went up even higher. Great. Try one more time. And now it's 86%. Wow, we're going to pitch out here. There it goes. Throw to second. And they got him. Nice play by Scioscia. That ends the half inning. We're through 4. Still 0-0. Both teams with 1 hit, though. All right, Bennett here in the 5th will face Harris, Vizcaino, and Neidlinger. He's been pitching well. They both teams. It's a good shutout pitching duel. Harris hits a ground ball over Bennett's head. Alomar to his right picks it up, throws across the diamond, and gets Harris 1 out. Wind still blowing out at 14 miles an hour. Here's Vizcaino. 0 for 1 on the game. He hits a fly ball to center, but that's only in medium center field. Actually, Carter coming up a little bit makes the catch. 2 outs for Neidlinger. And he gets a hit to left center. Carter going to cut it off. I don't think that's 2. Now Pillhold with a single. All right. Well, if nothing else, that flips the lineup back over and gives Eddie Murray a chance to hit. Good numbers here. 305, 440, Slug of 5.52. He's been hot hitting home runs lately. 8-game hitting streak. Neidlinger going nowhere. Pitch to Eddie. Fly ball to left. It's not center field. It's still elevating. Still elevating. That looks high enough to get out of here. Back goes Lynn at the wall. Is it off the wall? It's gone. Just over the fence. And the Dodgers lead 2-0. Neidlinger keeps the inning alive. And Eddie Murray says, thank you very much. His 22nd home run of the year. He's been hot with the home runs lately. 3 in probably the last 4 or 5 games. 374 feet was just enough to get out. And the Dodgers lead 2-0. All right, here's Daniels. That one wasn't the center, but it was a home run. It's a ground ball to Stevenson. He makes a great play, flips to Bennis, and that ends the half inning. But the single by Neidlinger and then the home run by Murray gives the Dodgers the first 2 runs of the game, and they lead 2-0. Okay, now Neidlinger is going to try to get through this half inning without giving up a run. Santiago, Pagliarulo, and Stevenson. There's some power there. So he was fortunate. He got Alomar on the pitch out. So Santiago didn't get a chance to hit with him on base. But you have to be careful with this guy. He is not just a great defensive catcher, but he also has some pop. So we're going to pitch around here and see what happens. There's a fly ball to center. Still going up. Doesn't look as high as Murray's. Gibson's back, and he flags it down. 1 out. It's key to get Neidlinger out before he starts unraveling. He can unravel quick. I remember the Mets game in New York. There's Pags. He also has some pop. 9 home runs versus 7 in the real season. The numbers look decent. So I'm going to pitch around him as well. Let's see what happens. Pitch by Neidlinger. Ground ball to third. Sharperson picks it up. Our worst defensive player on the infield throws him out. 2 outs. And here's Stevenson. Those numbers don't look as scary. So we're going to go back to pitching regular. See if we can get this out. Nope, that's a base hit to center field. Gibson picks it up. Stevenson turns and holds. And here's Joe Carter. You talk about guys that can hit home runs. Look at that slug, 422. So, very close. You can give up a home run here and the game is tied. So we're definitely going to try to pitch around here. See what happens. And he walks in. And that might have been for the best. All right, 2 on, 2 out. And here's Templeton. Neidlinger still plenty of pitches left in the arsenal. Let's see if he can get Templeton and get out of this half inning. Pitch. Ground ball to Harris. He's been busy today. He picks this one up over to Murray. And they nip him at first. And the Padres leave 2. We're through 5. It's 2-0 Dodgers. So I seriously have to consider replacing Neidlinger. I mean, you'd say, hey, but he's given up 2 hits and 0 runs. I know Jim Neidlinger pretty well. So we'll play it batter by batter after this. But first, we get the hit. And here's Mike Scioscia. He walks against Bennis. Runner on, nobody out for Javier. He can't. Nope, he's not going to bunt. There's the pitch. And he hits a ground ball up the middle past Bennis. Looks like Alomar snags it. He throws over to Templeton, and they get 1. Javier doesn't get doubled up this time. Scioscia gets erased at second. 1 out here in the top of the 6th for Gibson. Bennis' pitch. He walks him. So runner in scoring position who can run. Both these guys have good speed. They're both 8s, Javier and Gibson. For Sharperson, who's 0 for 1 on the game. He has walked and grounded to third. He can bunt, but that's not how we play this game. As you've watched this channel, we try to hit. Pitch by Bennis. Ground ball to Alomar. That could be 2. Flips over to Templeton for 1, and that's all. And Gibson is erased. You got runners at the corners. 2 out for Harris, who's 0 for 2. Good numbers. 277 average, on base at 348. Vizcaino on deck. See what Benish chooses to do here. 92 pitches out of a possible 125. There's the pitch to Harris. And that's a base hit into right. Javier scores easily. Clark with only a 1 arm, who's taken over for Gwen. We're going to try. Do you want to try for third? No. 96% chance, but no. Not with 2 outs. So that gives Vizcaino a chance to hit. Not great numbers. A base hit, he does have some clutch hits. Dodgers lead 3-0. Here's the pitch. And he hits a ground ball to Alomar. It should be easy for the Glover. Over to Stevenson. And that ends a half inning, but the Dodgers do get a run on the base hit by Harris, scoring Javier. Through 5.5, the Dodgers lead is now 3-0. All right. Now, I know Neidlinger's up first next time, but I don't care about that. We play this game almost like an American League manager. I'm going to remove the pitchers when I want to remove the pitchers. And we don't have a good enough bench to try to do double switches. Not this early, for sure. So, here's Bennis. Neidlinger should be able to get him out. Should, being the operative word. And we're going batter by batter. Here we go. Well, Bennis won't even get a chance. Here's Joey Cora, Alex's brother, to hit. Pinch hitting only 250. 19 hits and 73 at bats. I don't see any homers. I don't even see any extra base hits. So we're going to try this. If he gets a hit, that's it. We're yanking him immediately. Pitch by Neidlinger is popped up. Sosha, under it. Back. He's got it. That reminds me of something I didn't tell you about. In one of the Reds games, Sosha was out and Rick Dempsey was in, and there was a pivotal play where the Dodgers had the Reds had a runner at third with 1 out, and the pitcher had gotten the pop-up, but Dempsey dropped it. And you know, when you've got a sure out and something like that happens, you think, wow, we're going to get out of this. At least we're going to have a chance to get out of this without giving up a run. And when he dropped it, you know, you think, okay, you know what's going to happen next. And it did. I think the next hitter doubled, and then the inning just fell apart. If I can remember, I will show you that as well as the game winning streak the Padres are on. But that was a big letdown and a loss. I wonder if that was against Rijo or not. I'm thinking it was, but we'll go back and look if I can remember at the end. All right, Neidlinger got that out. 1 out. Here's Lynn again. The numbers don't look terrible. So we're going to give him a chance to pitch here. See what he can do. And a ground ball into right field, and that's it. Javier picks it up. Lynn turns. Is he going for 2? No. No, you're not. Okay, so that's it for Neidlinger. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 0 runs. The runner at first belongs to him. He can't lose it. He can only win it or have nothing to do with it. And let's go to the bullpen. Clark is up next in place of Tony Gwynn. Now, you got a lot of outs to get. There's still 11 outs. So, right now I'm not necessarily looking for somebody who can definitely match up. Unless there's a weakness here. Let's take a look at his numbers. Those are good numbers. Why this guy's not playing every day, I have no idea. His power versus righties is a 10. Power versus lefties is only a 4. So, wow, look at his slug against lefties. Whew. Okay, well, we have lots of lefties. I imagine Alomar's no different. Alomar's worse against a lefty. Okay. So let's go with a lefty. Let's take a look at what we got. We have lots of lefties that are available today. Who's the best, Poole or Steerage? And Steerage is usually the better one at reverse splits guy. So I think we'll see. We'll try it. Put him in the linger spot. I don't know how much more he's going to pitch. If we give a batter against him, I'm fine with that. I don't think 3 runs is enough to win this game necessarily. First, we're going to throw over to first. See if we can get one napping. He's down to 56. I'll take that chance. Slug is not good, so we're going to pitch normally. See if it pays off. Struck him out. 2 outs. Runner still at first. For Alomar. Alomar not as much power. Those are good numbers, though. Or if we're going to throw over. See what Lynn's doing. Catch him napping. Down to 65. I'll take that chance. See if we can get Alomar out. Ground ball to short. This is going to be tough. It's kind of waiting way too long. You're going to go short. Which goes the short way to Harris and gets Lynn. And the Dodgers are out of it. That's what I call relief. R-O-L-A-I-D-S. Or, excuse me, in this case, S-E-A-R-A-G-E. Nice job coming in. All right, Santiago is due up first next inning. Let's see if he's good against lefties. 9 outs to a win. I would say he's better against lefties. So Series will be done. We got the 2 outs that he needed. And we'll pinch hit. Now, we can pinch hit Fernando. Or we can pinch hit Chris Gwynn. I think we're going to go Fernando. So, let's go to the roster. And there's Fernando. We'll see if he can get a hit. On the season, Fernando hitting .327 with 18 hits and 55 at-bats, 5 doubles, 4 RBI, 9 runs scored, OPS of .774. There's Schiraldi, who's in now for Bennis, and he strikes him out. All that work for nothing. All right, 1 out, and here's Eddie Murray. 1 for 3, 2-run home run. Ooh, look at those numbers. On base at .547. Pitched by Schiraldi. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts for Schiraldi, and here's Daniels. Pitch is a fly ball to center. It doesn't look anything special. Nope. Joe Carter to his right makes the catch. So the Dodgers go quietly in the top of the 7th. We're through 6.5. 9 outs to a win. The Dodgers lead 3-0. Now, I'm really thinking we should move Sharperson on out of here. Move Harris over. Leave Harris at second and just put. I'm going to risk it and leave Sharperson in. This might be my undoing. This could be a loss right here. All right, so we need a right-hander. And then let's look at Pagliarulo. Is he a reverse split? Nope. Right-hander, right-hander. And then let's look at Stevenson. Right-hander. So we need a good right-hander who can do the reverse split. You're going to face a right-hander and 2 lefties. That sounds like Tim Cruz to me. Gott is not available, and he's not good at that. Hartley is available. Darren Holmes could do that as well. Let's take a look at the choices I have here. I have 3 decent choices for right-handers. You know, one of the problems with doing a 40-man roster is there are a lot of guys to sift through. It would be nicer to be able to have these arranged in a different order, but that's where we're at. Tim Cruz, who has pitched great lately, versus lefties. That's a decent under 700 OPS. Okay, that's not bad. He could go the rest of the way. Hartley, who you'd like to keep for the next game, even better. Well, give or take. That's about 7. That's just under 700 versus lefties. Darren Holmes. That's even lower. But do you trust him? On the road, he's not as good as at home, but he's still pretty good. We're in the 7th. You need 9 outs. I'd rather use Holmes in a situation where I don't feel like it's. But if you go to Cruz, here, you're probably going to Cruz the rest of the way. Try to get 9 outs. So the question is, who do I trust more, Holmes or Cruz? And I have to say the answer is Cruz. So, although let's look at Tim on the road. Not nearly as good. All right. We're going to try Holmes first. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. Forgot to put him as pitcher. All right. All right, let's see what happens here. Maybe. Let's take Sharperson out. If we're going this route, we're only up by 3. Let's just go ahead and put in the defensive replacement. All right, all this maneuvering and watch the first guy is going to hit a home run. All right, let's see what Santiago is here. That's pretty good. So we're going to pitch around him. Let's see what happens from Holmes. Fly ball to right. Doesn't look special. Javier under it. He's got it. 1 out. For Pags, the wind has calmed down to 10 miles an hour out to center field. That's still pretty fast. Still decent numbers. We're going to pitch around, see what Holmes can do. He strikes him out. So far, so good on the Holmes thing. On base 422 against Stevenson here. Ooh. Stevenson with 4 home runs. I think we're going to pitch normally. Watch it. Here comes the walk from Holmes. Struck him out! And it looks like I made the right move there. We're through 7. It's still 3-0 Dodgers. 6 outs still win. All right, Socha, Javier, Gibson. If anybody gets on, Hamilton comes up. So extra runs would be great. Take them every time. Not on that pitch. Ground ball to Alomar. Throw over to Stevenson. Socha's out easily. 1 down for Javier, who's 0 for 3. He scored a run. And he gets a base hit, finally. Past Alomar. Into right field. Gets past Clark. Oh, Javier can run. I think he has 10 triples on the season. Javier to second. Yep, he's going for 3. Relay to Alomar, who has a strong arm. To Pags. He's got it. 3 base hit for Javier, his 11th triple of the season. And with 1 out, you got a really good chance for a run here. Unfortunately, Gibson strikes out a lot. He has good numbers here, a 474 on base. Hamilton on deck. The Sharperson move's going to bite me in the butt, isn't it? This is it. Because if Gibson gets out, you know Hamilton with his 128 average is not going to single at home. So we could use another run, get it to 4. Let's see if it happens with Gibson. Ground ball to Alomar. Looks like a tough play. We're going to send him home. Sure. Throw to first. Gets Gibson, but Javier scores. Gibson makes the play. Doesn't need a hit. Gets the run home with 2 strikes. That was a 0-2 count. And it's 4-0 Dodgers. Feel a lot better about that. Now, with the bases empty and 2 outs, this at bat really doesn't matter. Jeff Hamilton's up there. And he hits a ground ball to Alomar. This one's a lot easier for him. Flips it over to Stevenson. That ends the half inning, but Javier's triple and Gibson's ground out gets another run home. And after 7.5, the Dodgers lead 4-0. 6 outs to a win. All right. Holmes has pitched great. Looks fine, it says. Here's Joe Carter. Lots of power. So let's look at Joe on the season. Probably has more home runs against right-handers, but he probably has more at-bats against right-handers. So we're going to try it. Holmes is out there. He's been pitching well. We're going to try to pitch around here. See what happens. Comebacker to Holmes. Snags it across to Murray. 1 down and a nice job. The Dodgers have been getting some good bullpen use. 5 outs from a win. Here's Templeton. Templeton on the season, 247. I can remember way back at the beginning of the season, him wearing us out offensively and defensively. Nothing too scary. Looks like his on base is a little higher than the season. So this might be the time to pull Holmes here. But we're going to give him a chance. See if he can get, he's still got pitches in the arsenal. He's pitched great. So, see what happens. Walks him. Okay, that's it. Went as far as he could. And let's see who's coming in to hit for Schiraldi. Mark Parent. And that'll make a decision on who we use here. Could be Cruz the rest of the way. Not good numbers for Parrott. He likes lefties. Okay, so we're going to go to the righty. Good job by Holmes. He's going to hand it off to Tim Cruz. And hopefully Tim's on his good spot today. Good Tim Cruz. Hopefully he shows up and he can take us the rest of the way. He's got 80 pitches. Good numbers here. His ERA is 3.09 for the season. He has 14 saves, a 9-4 record, 83 hits and 99 innings pitched, 15 walks and 68 Ks. All right, here we go. Facing Parent. Pitch. Ground ball to Vizcaino. Could this be 2? Flips to Harris. The runner is out, and Parent makes 2. And they're out of the half inning. Cruz comes in. Man, every button I'm pushing is working today for some reason. We're through 8. 4-0 Dodgers. The past 2 games in 17 innings, the Dodgers have given up 0 runs. You would think we got a great pitching staff. Maybe the Padres just not hitting today. I don't know. All right. Harris, Vizcaino, and Cruz's spot. I'm thinking Cruz can go the rest of the way. Am I really afraid of Fred Lynn? We'll see if they pinch hit for Fred. He's horrible against lefties. With a 4-0 lead, I think I'm going to stick with Cruz. I mean, yeah. So Cruz will hit for himself. Here's Grant against Harris. Comebacker. I don't think we're going to score. Oh, wait a minute. Throws it away. Does Harris get to second? Mark Grant throws that away. And Harris will hold it first. So, nobody out. Vizcaino, Cruz, and Murray. Oh, you really want to get to Murray and give him a chance. Mark Grant on the season, 4.03 ERA. 1-6 with 3 saves. 60 hits and 60 in a third innings. 31 walks, 44 K. Vizcaino's going to get a chance to hit here. And he strikes out. Cruz, can you bunt? No, apparently not. So we're going to let him swing. the infield in. He strikes out. 2 down for Murray. So Murray's going to get a chance. Good numbers. 324, 475, 509 for an OPS of 983. Harris at first. Pitch. Struck him out. Grant strikes out the side after getting a comebacker and throwing it away. We go to bottom of the ninth. 4-0 Dodgers. All right. Not going to overthink this at all. We're just going to go with Cruz. If he gets in trouble by the middle of the lineup, Hartley's the call. So we'd like to not use Hartley here. Anybody change on defense? Looks good. Looks good. Here we go. Pitch to Lynn. Struck him out. First K for Cruz. 2 outs from a win. Wind blowing out to left field now. 10 miles an hour. Be careful here or just pitch. We're just going to pitch. And here comes Jack Clark. Oh, one of the games earlier in the season, a crucial, I think it was like in the 5th inning. We're going to the bullpen just to try to get Jack Clark out. He's very scary. Good numbers there. The average 177, but OPS 785. Jack on the season with 15 home runs, 38 RBI. It's a solo shot. All it does is blow the shutout. Let's pitch to him. And they walked him. Jack, not a speed demon. No need to worry about that. Here's Alomar. If he gets on, we're definitely going to go to Hartley. Okay. Alomar. 6 home runs on the season. Not likely. Look at that slug. We're going to pitch to him. Here we go. Ground ball to Hamilton. Can he get 1 out here? He flips to Harris. That gets Clark, and that's it. 2 out. 1 out from a win. Alomar at first. Still 4-0 Dodgers. Here's Santiago. Good power, 1 out. Definitely could. But we're going to try to pitch him and see if we can get him out here. Pags and Stevenson on deck. Cruz's pitch. Oh, that's a throwaway. I don't know if that's pass ball or wild pitch. Alomar moves to second. It's a wild pitch. Still, his runner doesn't really matter. Got to focus on the hitter. Okay, let's pitch. Here we go. Ground ball over Cruz's head. Vizcaino comes in. Strong throw to Murray. They got him, and the Dodgers got a win. They beat the Padres on the road. 82nd win of the season. They will have a winning record. They win it 4-0 over a team that had just won 8 games in a row. Look at the box score quickly. I haven't had many games like this all season. Eddie Murray with the 2-run shot. Gibson with a ground out RBI. Only 5 hits for the Dodgers. To the Padres 3. Pitching wise, Neidlinger did well in his time. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 K. Serge pitches well when he comes in. Holmes pitches well for his spot. And Cruz finishes it off. Bennis did not pitch horribly. 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Injury for Gwynn is only today, so that's good to see. We'll see him in the next game. You just watched it with me, so we're not going to do play-by-play. What we'll do is, after the game repopulates, we'll go look at the report so I could show you how San Diego has played before today really well, and maybe find that error by Dempsey that I did not point out the last time. So the Dodgers will stay at 6 up with now 21 games to go. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't a lot of scoring, but defense played well, and pitching, boy, those guys were ready. So Neidlinger only gets 16 of the 27 outs, but Didn't give up a run. There's the new standings. Oh, they want to repopulate again. So we'll let them do it. I'm really surprised Hal Morris, 342 average. Looks like he's going to beat out Eddie Murray. In the real 1990 season, St. Louis's Willie McGee beat out Eddie Murray only because he was traded to Oakland. And then he played terrible for Oakland. That didn't count towards his batting average at all. But it looks like Eddie's still going to get beat out. Won't get the championship in average. You never know. We'll see. First, we'll go to San Diego once this repopulates again. Padres had been playing really well, and I think they're back to 500 now. 70 and 70. And yeah, if you look here, that was that 9 in a row? Nope, 8 in a row. Okay, so there you see how they had played against not weak teams, San Francisco, Houston, but the Dodgers beat them. There's that, whatever that's worth. And let me get the Dodgers back up here. I think it was Ramon Martinez's game that I will show you, where a crucial error really hurt. Okay, apparently we have to hit it a couple times. Not saying that the Dodgers would have won this game because they only ended up scoring 2 points anyhow. We're going to play by play. Let's see where the error occurred. There it was. I think it was in the third. Okay, so it's a scoreless game. There's a walk, a single, and Rio bunted to move him over. So you got second and third, 1 out. And Hatcher is up, and Dempsey drops the foul ball. So it would have been second and third. It still would have been a dangerous spot, but there would have been 2 outs, and you would have had to get a hit. Instead, Hatcher gets second chance. He lines a double, which scores both runs. Morris singles. Hatcher only goes to third. Then they catch Morris stealing second, and Oster flied out. So they did get help there throwing out players. But you see how those, I'm guessing that was not earned, but we'll see. Nope, it still counted as an earned run. It's strange how they say that whether it would prolong the inning or not is based on earned runs, how that measurement goes. Regardless, Dodgers win. They're 82 and 59. 6 games up on San Francisco. I appreciate you watching and listening. We'll see you next time on Missed It by How Much.